So in coaching, there's a thing called key decisions that we make in our lives where we decide on who we are in the world and how we are compared to other people. And I want to share with you a story of how I formed one of the key decisions about money and how I eventually then resolved that key decision when I needed to. See, when I was a kid, I was about 7 or 8 years old. We were delivering something with my dad, and as we delivered it, the lady that we delivered it to gave me, she gave me like a small amount of money, like maybe $2. And when we left, we were driving in the car, and I said to my dad, "Hey, that lady gave me $2." And I remember him turning around and like he started to yell at me, like, "Why did you take that?" And I started feeling ashamed. I started feeling like I did something really wrong just by accepting money. And then, as luck would have it, there was a traffic congestion, and my dad started to, overtake the congestion, and he got stopped by the police. And I will never forget this, but he turned around and he said, "You see, this is because of you, because you took that money." My dad was kind of a short fuse back then. He didn't really mean it, but he said it in a moment. But the belief that I formed in that moment was that taking money is wrong. And if you take it, something bad is going to happen. So eventually, when I started my business and I had to accept money for my services, I remember accepting money, people sending me money, and I would blush and I would feel like I was doing something really, really wrong. Like I had this uneasy feeling about accepting money. And I had a lot of challenges in business, and I could not understand it why. Later, when I discovered this process, I connected with the feeling, and I realized that the feeling that I was feeling was the same feeling that I felt 20 years back with my dad in that car. Now, how could this be? Because of the concept of key decisions. We all make, and psychologists say that we kind of form our personality by the time we're 7 years old. By the time we're 7, we are who we are. And from then on, it's just rinse and repeat the same thing. But we make key decisions in that period of time. We make key decisions about who we are, how much we deserve, how much we're worth, how able and capable we are, basically our confidence, our self-concept as people. And I truly believe that this is the thing that then later distinguishes people from those who succeed and those who don't. A fly. In any case, my point with this is the areas that you have in life, maybe there's something that you cannot handle and you just can't figure out why. Maybe you have a weird feeling come up for you when somebody likes you and wants to get into a relationship with you. Or if you're a man, you may have a weird feeling before you can walk up to a girl and start a conversation. You just feel like you're doing something wrong, like you shouldn't be doing this. Or you may have these things around money and success. You may have the same feelings come up when you want to go for that job interview and you feel all, you get all riled up. Whatever it is, I encourage you to do the following. When you feel those things, whatever it is, close your eyes and try to go back to the first time you felt that feeling. It's probably going to be in your childhood when you're like 6, 7, 5 years old. And then ask yourself, what was the situation? And what did I decide about myself at that point? You may want to write this down and just kind of meditate on it. Just watch it and notice how it makes you feel when you kind of realize that that's what's happening. We're actually what we call ourselves, and who we are is actually a lot of programming and just code running in the background. And we think that's how we are. But it's not who we are. It's what we decided way back then that we're still running the same game. So, who you are, how capable you are, what you think you are may not be who you really are. It may be just a set of decisions that you've made that were probably even wrong. So, for example, when I went back, I disconnected receiving money with being wrong. And I said, look, my dad had a temper and he just had a reaction, had nothing to do with me. Accepting money is actually okay, it's good. And from that point on, accepting money, working with people was fairly easy for me. It was effortless. I didn't have to strain anymore. So try this process out for yourself and notice, play with this. You may find a couple of really interesting discoveries about yourself. Remember, who you think you are may really not be who you really are. You may be much more than how you see yourself at the moment. And I want to leave you with this. Imagine you're driving your car and you put pedal to the metal, right? Full gas. But with the same intensity, you put the foot on the brake pedal as well. Now, the question that I have for you is, how would that car drive? Would it drive? Well, that's the same that happens with us when we have a key decision in our mind about who we are and we're trying to do something. Me trying to get success in my business with that key decision that receiving money was wrong was like being really ambitious, pedal to the metal, full throttle, and receiving money is wrong is the brake pedal is on as well. So I would self-sabotage. I would, everything would be really, really hard. I would do it, but it would be really hard. So play around with this. Take a sheet of paper and, think about this. Do you have any key decisions that you've made as a kid that are still holding you back to this day?